Talking about yesterday, Marlon, you said there was how every morning, well, no, every Sunday, Larry would go downstairs. He would go upstairs and eat his food while everybody else would be downstairs.
No, he would go. He would go at the. He would watch TV, and Shirley would always say, "Everybody's gonna sit at the table. We're gonna all eat together." And Larry was disobedient. He would go to the opposite wall and watch TV. Be like, "Larry, but your mother just said we're all gonna sit at the table." He's like, "No, I'm gonna watch the game." She would always say, "We will be a happy family."
We will be a happy family. So that's where that came from.
Yeah.
Larry is my grandpa.
Larry is not only my quote-unquote stepfather, he's my father. He's my dad. He's my male figure to look forward to hopefully meeting one day. He's the epitome, in my opinion, of what a strong, faithful, God-fearing, independent, self-sufficient, proud Black man should be.
Uncle Larry, he's been one of the most influential men in my life, period. Him and my father just have been there for me for everything, coming to entertainment, to just being regular man essential things that you have to learn. Shoveling when it's snowing outside.
Larry to me is my uncle.
It's actually a script. Okay, Larry is my father. Am I done? A dad, a great guy.
Larry is Lawrence Andrew Satchell. He's my father, my dad. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Larry is like a father. He's a big brother. I remember when we were kids, my mother would let us do anything as long as we were with Larry because she trusted him. So he was like a father. Always been trustworthy, dependable person. And of course, a big brother.
Who is Larry to me? Larry is a big brother. He's been actually a savior to my sister and I for the past few years, and just an all-around handyman. He reminds me of my Uncle Willie.
Larry is one of the best people I know. He's my uncle, of course, by, being my dad's brother, but he's the guy who was at my basketball games, soccer games, a man I didn't expect to come, but he was always seemed to be there at the most important times and always, just giving me an encouraging word, and I really love him for that.
Who is Larry to me? Well, he's my best friend, my lover, my husband. He's my confidant. He is everything that I could ever think and dream of that I would want a man to be. So he's awesome.
Who is Larry Satchell to me? Larry Satchell is a friend, is a colleague, is a confidant, is a father figure to me. All my life, he has been that continual father figure to me. Throughout my entire life, people really thought he was my father because he was always around and he always dressed the part as if he was coming from work, even though he's coming from high school. So he's always been that person who's been there for me, been that friend, and just been a great person that I can lean on for years.
Do I call him anything other than Larry? I call him Bay. He's my teddy bear. Pretty much just Bay.
No, Uncle Larry, I haven't ever called him Lawrence or anything like that. So Uncle Larry is something dear to my heart when you have that uncle title, definitely.
I call him anything other than Larry. I call him Uncle Willie sometimes. That's about it.
He's special to me because I can't remember being a stubborn 11-year-old girl who vowed that I would do anything in my power to break my mom and future stepdad up. And I'm so glad that I could eat those words today because he has really stepped up and been that father that was missing in my life. And so not only do I regret ever speaking those words, I am ever so thankful to have such a great man in my life that has really just showed me what it means to be a good black man, not only to me, but also to my daughter as well.
I call Larry my poppy.
I feel every boy should have at least 2 males in their lives that they can learn something with, just male essentials. What to do when it's snowing outside. You start the car, you shovel. Simple as that. And just opening the door, being a gentleman all the time, and how to treat a lady, how to talk to a lady, how to treat her with respect. So that's what he means to me.
I call him Uncle Larry.
My father is special to me because he's my father. He's always there for me. Every time I need him for something, he's always there. He's a great person to talk to. He loves me. He spoils me. Yeah.
Daddy. Yeah. Big Daddy.
Squally from high school. I think one of when he was in basketball, I think somebody used to call him that. So sometimes I call him Squally.
Wow, Larry Satchell to me. I can't be who I am without Larry Satchell because he's a pillar in my life. Throughout growing up, he was that father figure. He was that man. He was that friend. He was that confidant. He was that person to give you insight, wisdom, and somebody you can trust. He has always been that to me. He has always been that great pillar, as I said earlier, that man, that person you can lean on. Growing up through my life. So the fact that he's now turning 50 and he's still that person, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Larry is special to me because not only is he my brother, but he is a friend. He is a hard worker, he is compassionate, and they don't make men like him anymore.
A special memory is when he brought me to a basketball game. A special memory that me and my father share is when I went to him and told him that I was on the volleyball team. He's been trying to get me to play sports for forever, and when I was in 9th grade, I actually told him that I played a sport, and he lighted up, and it was like the best feeling in the world. And he came to all of my games, even like away games, and he was known as the team dad, so I thought that was cute.
He's taught me a lot. He's provided for me. He was originally my godfather. He's amazing. He makes me proud to call him my father. He's taught me so much. He's taught me how to be a man. His work ethic alone stands for himself. Me and the way that I move, the way that I speak proud because of him. He's taught me a lot about faith. Being a man of God is something that I believe in, and that's what he stands for. That's what he stands for today, and that's who I am. He's an educated man, and that's what I went to school to become, an educated man, and to go after my dreams. He's instilled in me to go after my dreams, whatever I thought I could do to go after, and so that's why he's special to me.
Larry has a beautiful spirit, a big heart. He helps so many people. He's just a good person. He just cares about people, and he's just someone that you could call anytime. He'll be there for you.
Wow, we have so many memories, but one that stands out is one day, it was about maybe 8 or 9 of us, and we used to play church. And one of my cousins had on some really white shoes. It was like dead winter. And so Larry called an altar call. So he said, I'm going to call my cousin Carolyn. Her name was Carolyn. He said, I'm going to pray for your shoes. So we all just laughed. That was like over 40 years ago, and we still talk about that to this day.
He is special to me because he is always an encouraging word for me. If I call him and give him some updates, he always just seems to be really proud of me, and that is something that to have somebody in your corner that's very optimistic about life and always giving an encouraging word is something to always have, and he's great. I mean, the laughter, the confidence that he gives to me if I call him on the random, it's something to have, especially as his niece.
Is Larry special to me? Larry's special to me because he sees in me what no one else sees, and sometimes even what I don't see in myself. He sees a part of me that I've often had hidden to myself, where as I didn't want to believe that I could be this person that I am becoming, I thought that I was never going to honestly amount to anything, but it's through his love, his strength, his patience, his generosity that I see God. And because of that, it makes me love him even more. Yeah, that's my baby.
Why is Larry special to me? Larry is special to me because I think he is a unique man. I think he's a very unique individual because he's such a strong man. He's a combination of a lot of men in my life that I see. One, Uncle Milton, Uncle Willie, even a spiritual man that he has always been a solid man. Just always being there. He's somebody you can depend on. Something that you don't find nowadays, and that's consistency in a man. That's very powerful in today's society, to find a consistent man. No matter what's going on, you're going to follow. He's going to stay right here and be right there. That's very powerful. So to have that in your life, to someone you can always lean on constantly, and they'll never fail you. Not that they're perfect, but they're going to be there for at least for you to lean on. That's very powerful. That's very powerful.
A special memory that I can share of my dad would have to be waking up at the butt crack of dawn, meaning like 5:30 in the morning, to go down to the pause. I gotta start over. I was about to say AIC. Yes. Should I just start from there? Okay. Going down to WRTC at Trinity College every Saturday morning for his 6 o'clock broadcast. It was pain to get up in the morning, but I loved taking out the records, playing my favorite songs on the airwaves. That's when they were records. And that was really a good time in my life. I was able to do announcements and take that long walk down to use the bathroom, but it was really an experience that I'll never, ever, ever regret. And it was a really good time in my life.
Really early in the morning. Actually, it was really, really late. And get on this big white van with a big t-shirt on and some shorts, it was a big sweatshirt because it was really, really cold at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. And we used to go to, I don't know the hall, but it was like an old folks home. And we'd have to drop people off. And that was, I guess, his side job. But he worked a lot. And so I guess it was one of his little side hustles. But being that, yeah, that was a special memory. That's a memory. Or him taking me back and forth to Philadelphia to move in by himself all the time. Or he'd pick up my sister, Lauren. She'd be the only one who would come, nobody else. But yeah, and he actually did it on his birthday one year. That was the worst. And on his birthday, we went to Philadelphia to move me in. Yeah, what a waste when you were in. Awful.
When we were kids, we used to go to this place called Pippi's for pizza. Auntie Shirley would always take us there when we would do things at our house. And Larry would be like the person that would eat the most. This is funny. He would, if he was there, we would finish the pizza. That was just like a good memory. And we used to travel a lot too. We always had a lot of fun.
I think we were playing basketball. We were playing Miss Porter's. We were up by 10 points and Uncle Larry was in the corner and I just heard him, here we go, Sid. It was just very simple, very short phrase, but it was during a free throw and I made it, of course, and it was cool. It was nice to hear him, and it just gave me that extra boost of confidence just to know that, yes, I told my uncle probably a week ago and he was just there always, like I keep saying, a supporter, but that's just truly who my uncle is.
I have a few memories, but one in particular, I always tease him about this. It's like when we first started going out, it was like, I'm like, what do you want to do? Do you want to do this thing or not? It's like, I don't have time for games. And so I was very adamant about trying to make sure that this is what he wanted to do, and that because at that time, I had children and I wasn't sure as a single mom if I was exactly what he wanted to do, but I also knew that I couldn't play any games. And he just kind of looked at me and was like, yeah. So I'm very fortunate to know that he wasn't afraid to tackle a pre-planned family, if you will, and to embrace it and to make it his own. Yeah.
Daddy is amazing.
He's a man of God, an MOG.
Warm. He was a good son.
Handyman. Larry, or Uncle Larry, is loving.
Kind, caring, patient, long-suffering,
Selfless.
Larry, he is a great guy.
A DJ.
Caring and hardworking.
Loving, caring, active.
I know exactly why Larry started the DJ. Music is such an integral part of Larry, and him being a DJ goes down to the shoulders of one lady. Her name is Cindy Barbara. As Larry was going into college, Cindy met with Larry and connected with him and told him when he gets to college, look up their radio station and be a part of their radio program and get in tune with it. And from that advice, Larry went to the radio station and fell in love with being not just music, but being a radio announcer.
Happy 50th birthday, Larry. I love you, and you are a great guy.
I just want to say I wish you a very, 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 very happy 50th birthday. And I'm so glad to be here for this moment. And I'm so glad that you're a part of my life. And this is just one milestone of many, many more to come. I love you. Have a great birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Uncle Larry. We all love you. Wish you many more birthdays.
Thank you for coming to my games. And happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Happy birthday, Bay. Thank you.
I love you, Dad. I want to wish you a happy birthday, the big 5-0, and I hope that this is the year for you to step into the greatness that God really does have for you, all of the greatness, whatever that may be. And so I pray in Jesus' name I pray. No, I'm joking, not in Jesus' name I pray. I think I'm praying. Yeah, that's it. Happy birthday, God, Dad.
I would like to say happy birthday, Larry. I love you very much. I thank God you're in my life. You've been there for us, and I appreciate you, and I love you.
Larry, happy birthday, and to God be the glory for the great things that he has done. 10 years ago, we celebrated your birthday, and some amazing people were there that unfortunately aren't here this year. But they left an amazing legacy, and I'm so proud of the man that you are. God is good, and I love you.
Sure. Uncle Larry, you are fantastic. You are phenomenal. You are the man that I love so much. I don't say it often, but through our hugs, I think we communicate that way. And every time we embrace, we get that shit. We share that moment, just me and you. But I definitely love you, and thank you for every encouraging word you've ever spoken, because it definitely means a lot to me.
Last words I want to say to him, specifically to Larry. Larry, happy birthday. To say I love you is a small, minute piece. I wish God would give us some other words that mean so much more than I love you. But that's all he gave us. So I love you for being who you are, for constantly being there for me. It's very selfish of me, I know, but I'm talking about my love. And my love for you, it's bigger than just being my brother. It's bigger for just being a friend. It's bigger for just being a spiritual confidant to give me wisdom and guidance. It's bigger than being any other thing that you have been in my life, landlord, friend, partner in business. But I thank you and I appreciate you for being just you. in what God has created you to be and what you've done for so many others. From the lives that we've touched at GMWA on a national schedule to locally here, partnering up with LS Productions and Sean, and now we're doing, God has strengthened us with this Faith Blast thing. I thank you for being that great pillar in my life, and because you're the pillar, it allows me to stretch further. And people see me stretching, but they don't know you're the one that's holding me down and to give me the opportunity to stretch. So I thank you and I love you, and I want you to have another 50 years. Yes, I said another 50 years, because you're such a rare jewel that we don't know how many others are like you out there. So since I don't know, I'm gonna hold on to you, and I thank you.
I am so proud to be your wife. I can't wait to see what you're going to think of on your birthday night, and I am looking forward to spending the rest of my life with you, and I love you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Larry. Happy birthday to you. Oh, wow.